This is the Learn to Trade online show where experts talk about their trading journeys and help traders make more money unlocking the world of online Forex, crypto and industry traders. We tell it like you want to hear it. Unfiltered insights, no corners cut. Hi everyone, and welcome along to the Learn to Trade online show for today, the 22nd of January 2024, our second show of the year. And it looks to me like it's possible, we'll have a look in a minute, but it looks to me as if our results have got Simon's trade winning and our jackpotting up to $1,000. My name is Paul Botterill. I'm the founder of Actions to Wealth Online Trading Profits. Welcome along.
Hi guys, Simon Williams, crypto trader, investor. Welcome along, guys.
Yeah, welcome guys. I'm Ash Bull and I'm a professional investor and trader. Good to have everybody in.
Well, guys, we went through some changes to the way the competition runs last week. I'm going to talk a little bit about that again right now. And the main change is that if you want to have a crack at taking their money off us, winning the jackpot, all you need to do is come into the Zoom with us. But quite the Zoom, to be honest, so there'll be plenty of opportunity for people to come in on the Zoom. We'll have the team put the link in the Zooms around the place. If you're in the Zoom in a few minutes, we'll give you a chance to go on the wheel of names and get a chance to pick a trade. We're playing for a $1,000 jackpot this week, and we'll pick someone out to do that in a minute. If you steal one of our trades, good evening, sir. If you steal one of our trades and win, you get half the jackpot. If you pick your own trade and win, you get the whole of the jackpot. Depending on whether you're trading Forex, commodity or indices, we position size appropriately. So commodities are at 0.1, Forex is at 0.10, and indices are at 1.00, no matter who picks them to trade. Look, without further ado, let's get into a quick chat about the market. Guys, any thoughts on the market?
Yeah, I mean, it's starting, isn't it? It's starting. I mean, you know, we're kind of like edging into the year now, and people are obviously going to be starting to position for the whole year, you know, as well. But I think the market generally is a little bit confused about which way this, certainly risk should be going. There's still data coming out of the US, which is a bit mixed. And I think that this global recession kind of hangover is still kind of bubbling along in the background. So I think the markets are okay. They're relatively calm right now, but I still think there's a little bit of confusion and a bit of concern just floating around in the background.
It looks like to me, Ash, the US dollar looks to me undecided, and it looks to me like it's really hard to get a read in either direction on a lot of the big products, because if you're up against the US dollar for gold and indices, a major currency pair, minor currency pair, you just look at the US dollar and go, look, you know, whenever it decides it's going to wipe my position out, if I'm wrong, and it hasn't made a decision, and we'll wait and see if we get a decent decision out of it. Let's get into and just to confirm, top trade last week was Simon with the gold, made $88. Second was Ash on 40.22. My trade lost, and our guest trade, which we all thought was a brilliant trade, was originally Simon's. He stole it, and it came in third. So the jackpot goes on. Let's go on and do, Ash, let's have a look at your trade for this week, please.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I am going for the pound Aussie for a long. And the reason you got it. You don't like that? So I'm going for the pound. Yeah, pound Aussie long.
Fun, this show.
Whether, yeah, it may well be, because we got some disagreement going on. I like the fact that it's kind of broken through this horizontal level here. I think there's a few up here which could sort of like stick it up, but I quite like this area, and it depends where you draw the trend line. Will depend on sort of, you know, whether you like this trade as a long or not. If you draw the trend line there, it looks good. If you draw it there, it looks like it may well be a short. Might be a little bit of overheating. But I tell you, the thing that really kind of drove me towards this trade was the COT data sort of going into last week. If we have a look at what was going on with the Australian, the institutes with the Aussie, they were really quite heavily selling. Now, obviously, COT data is a lagging indicator, but the fact that they were selling aggressively really kind of, I think, starts to put a bit of a flag for me that the Aussie might go, you know, might have a little bit further to go on a short. Compare that to the pound, they were buying. Now, we're still seeing some inflation data from the UK, which is concerning, and that still puts the Bank of England pushing into the position that they may well have to hold for longer. You couple that with global concerns about the risk factor that's out there, that pushes the Aussie to the downside. So that's the reason I'm going for the pound Aussie long for the week.
Fantastic. Ash's pound Aussie long for the week. Simon, what are you doing?
Oh, something I can't believe I'm ever going to do. I'm going to go against one of my mentors and go the absolute opposite way. And the reason for that is two things. One it's where we are. This is GBP Aussie short. So we've had a good push up. We've got two trend lines running. This one runs back to 2022. We've come up underneath both of those after we broke through last month. We've come up. We're touching the underside of this horizontal level, which goes right back. I can't drag it back because it's a screenshot. And what really did it for me was this seasonal chart. But I'm hoping I'm not a week too early. So we saw the downside in December and the upside in January. If we go back, we can see the downside in December, the upside in January. Somewhere there's a turning point. Is it this week or is it next week? I'll be honest with you, I didn't look at the COT data. I'm going on technicals, I'm going on seasonals, and I'm short against my mentor, GBP Oz.
Good luck
We're
to
going
you,
to have
mate.
some fun this week, aren't we? I'm going to get James to put the account number and the view-only password into the chat so people who want to come along can keep an eye on the great battle between Ash and Simon. This week there will be a winner. Of course, both things can happen in different stages, and you may be a week earlier or a week late. We will wait and see. Look, up for my trade now, and look, I didn't love my trade last week, and I don't really love my trade this week, but it's the best I can find, and I'm just not back into trading enough. I just don't love the market at the moment. I'm going to take the New Zealand dollar long. I'm going to take it based on I'm going to take it on just this area of support here. We've got the 200 EMA here and the 200 simple moving average here. We've got horizontal support at about 61 cents. Look, if I want to paint a picture, I can suggest it put in, the big picture, a higher higher low, a higher high, and the same low. It's not a big belief of mine that that's the case. But what I do believe is, look, if you're going to take this trade, and I'll just get rid of this. If you're going to take this trade, if you get a close below the 200 simple moving average, I think it's over. In fact, I think it's a short. I think if you get a close below here, I think it's different, and it is a short. And as Ash is talking about, we're just looking for some leadership from the US dollar at the moment, and it'll lead us either way. If the US dollar goes up, the Kiwi will go down. If the US dollar pulls back, the Kiwi will go up. So right now, I'm going to take the New Zealand dollar long based on the horizontal level, which has disappeared, which to be fair is a pretty good level. It's and what I like here is so far we haven't seen a close below the 200-day moving average, the exponential moving average, and we've seen wicks bouncing off this. It looks like a really nice strong area of support. What that means to me is we're going to get a nice strong bounce area, and if we get a break, I would expect to see some real acceleration, because if the sellers put it through here, then we will see a move. I'm going to go long, but if you're doing this, I would have a stop loss in play not too far away. And again, just to give you a little bit of a look, this horizontal level going back does get a bit of business. Has been in the game in some interesting spots, going back a little bit further. Got a bit of work there. Got a bit of work there. So it's a reasonable level for mine. So we have got pound and Aussie both ways, and the system has let us do that. And because of spreads, James has put them both on, and they're both currently losing. We've got the New Zealand dollar is going on, which is my trade, and we're now going to ask the guys if they would like to. If you're a participant and you would like to place a trade and come up against us, all you need to do is put your name in the chat, and we will come back to you in a few minutes and give you a chance to place your trade against ours. So if you're in the Zoom and you'd like to place a trade and trade for $1,000, you can, 1,000 Singapore dollars. You can, if you have your name come out, hey, some names coming in here. If your name comes out, you can steal one of our trades and pay for half money, or you can pick your own trade and take for the whole lot. Now, while the wonderful clients are doing that, let's have a little chat with Ash about education. Ash, what do you got in mind for us this week as far as education?
Well, do you know what? We're going to look at a pattern, as we always do. And the pattern we're going to look for is actually one of my favorites. It's a bottoming pattern. And it is this cup and handle. And some of you might be able to see the cup and handle already, but I'm going to show you, if you can't see, I'm just going to show you what it looks like. And when we see the cup and handle, this is the area that I'm looking at. This is a weekly chart. It comes down here, it comes up here, and this could be forming a handle. Now, we need to see confirmation that that's happening. And what we'd be looking for is the handle to come up and test this area of support here. And what we'd be after is the trade effectively being executed on the break of this resistance zone here, with stops under the handle. And then we want to kind of like, attempt to trail the stop up. It's useful if we can see a trend line, when we sort of like start to look for hints that the cup and handle could be working out. We're really looking, now this is going to be quite steep, but we're really looking for this area. That's going to be our first hint that the handle is actually forming. If we can break through that trend line and start to go up, that's going to give us the idea that the handle is forming. Now, these things can take up to a year. The actual pattern can take up to a year to form. And the only caveat with it is that with a cup and handle, we don't want the handle to really dip down more than 50%. Now, it's very, very close. When we look at this, this is the 50% line of the cup. So if we're thinking of the bottom of the cup to the top of the cup, we'd want a retracement of around about 50%. It's in that area. Now, what that means is if it breaks below at least this 61.8 fib, then it's over. That's when we would negate the pattern altogether. So staying around here, I'm okay with it. And as I say, the actual trade execution traditionally would be on the break of the top of the cup with a stop down here. That's the cup and handle, mate.
Do you have a target on that?
Well, really, with a target, you can. The best way to do the targets would be to do the measured move at the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup, and then look for the break to be the same when it goes up. You'd be looking for a break to travel its way up here.
Nice.
That's the measured move. That's how we do it.
If Aussie gets to there, we'll have a direction on the US dollar, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. And yeah, I mean, as you quite rightly said at the start of the show, we've still got a little bit of uncertainty going around, and we could do with the Aussie, we could do with some confidence coming back into the market. If the Fed decide to lower interest rates, that could bring the confidence back, and that would start to really, I would suspect that would increase the chance of the cup and handle working out on the Aussie dollar long.
Thanks, Ash. Appreciate the education every week, as always. Simon, what's happening in the crypto market?
We are going to talk about this, the Bitcoin milkshake. Is it over? We've seen this big push up start of the year. Classic buy the rumor, sell the news on the ETF. There's the sell off over the last 2.5 or 2 weeks. Whether it is or it isn't, ETH needs to have its turn, and this is how I see it. So let's just go back one. Bitcoin up 200% since the start of last year. ETH 70% lagging behind. It's up 132. It's way behind. One thing we need to consider is that ETH is a third of the market cap of Bitcoin. So if the billions of dollars that have poured into BTC over the last 6 months with all this ETFs, this ETF hype, if they find their way into ETH, which they should do, it's the natural progression, ETH's going to rip. On the market cap comparison alone, ETH's just going to rip. Let me get rid of that. Quick look at the ETH Bitcoin chart. We've been waiting for 2 years for this June low, which was 2022, to get swept. We got swept last week. We've pushed straight back up, and all we're waiting for now to confirm that this is a bottom is for this to come back, put us in a higher low. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. This is what they got passed through last week. This was an absolute buy the rumor, sell the news as well. These guys took on the SEC in court and beat them, so they kind of started all of this off. What I'm keen to look at is the top here and how far left to the all-time high. See 33%. So another 33% move brings us back to the BTC Grayscale Trust all-time high. ETH slightly different. 348% move in the same time but another 192 just to show how far it's lagging to get back to its all-time high. I think it's got more upside than the ETH asset when you consider the distance between where it is now and the all-time high. So whilst ETH has rallied 132% since the start of 2023, most of its family members have outperformed their father, if you like, including this one. This is Arbitrum. The ticker is ARB, and this is ARB USD. It's outperformed ETH and rallied 378% in the same period of time. Ignore these. These are my orders. I've got buy orders in. Those of you guys in my Telegram group know I've got these orders in. Very quickly, this is ARB versus Bitcoin. Again, it's not only outperformed US dollar, it's outperformed Bitcoin, up by 122% against Bitcoin. And finally, the one we really want to look at, because if we're gonna, let's have a quick look at it. ARB versus ETH. So the dilemma for me, when you look at this and you see that ARB has even outperformed ETH by a whopping 100% since Christmas, is which horse am I going to back? You think I'm going to back ARB, right? It's the one that's outperforming everything. The answer to the question is we're gonna back all three. We'll be buying the Grayscale Trust. We'll be buying some ETH, and we'll be buying Arbitrum and some of its siblings in the next few weeks, I'm guessing. And that wraps that up for this week, mate.
Well, it's great to see the numbers back in Bitcoin. This is up 100%. This is up 1,000,000%. This is up 5. I don't know what it is, but it's a lot again. When are the retail traders coming back in? It's the big numbers that the retail guys in last time. When are they coming back in?
They're going to come back in. They're going to come back in just after. Well, no, not just after. After the halving. So after April, when it's gone up another 100%.
Well, well done, guys. Now, well, let's get Kim to give up the wheel of names. Those that put their name into the list, into the chat. Let's see who wants to have a go at beating us in the trade this week. No one beat us last week. We've beaten the last year. Let's see if someone else can beat us again. Can we have the wheel of names, please, Kim? Here we go. There we go. He's tried for a long time. Gary is our winner. Gary will get a chance to place a trade. To steal one of ours or to place a trade. Well done, Gary. Gary, can you jump onto camera and mic, please?
Well done, Gary.
Well done, Gary. Gary, can we get James? Can we get Gary on camera and mic for all possible, please?
And don't be shy to steal Ash's trade. Don't be shy.
Oh, I mean, it would sort a lot out. Yeah, don't steal my trade. I've got very little idea of what I'd go for second. Actually, I've got one idea which I don't think will be popular, but let's see. We'll see what he does.
You pound Aussie sideways, Gary. That's all that's left. Gary, could you put your computer? Can you put your camera on and your mic post trade? We need to be able to see you and hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
you're
great.
fine. How you doing? Well done, buddy.
Well, my trade is short Aussie Japan.
Short Aussie yen. Gary is short Aussie yen. Got a bit of a nod from Ash. Bit of a look. He likes it.
I like that. Yeah. I like
okay, Gary. You are short. Are you going to come on camera at all, Gary?
I don't know how to do that. How do I do that?
You go to video over there and you click on the red line. It goes away.
After video. Oh, now
hey, Gary, welcome along. Congratulations. Gary, you are Aussie yen. That is not a stolen trade. If your trade wins, you will win 1,000 Singapore dollars next week.
I tell you where, Gary, I was going to say, I think where you've made quite a clever choice there is that this one's quite binary, because we've got the BOJ out this week with an interest rate decision, and it won't be. I don't think the interest rate decision itself will be market moving, but the statement afterwards could be. And if they say anything which is relatively hawkish from their current stance, and you know, inflation's been going up in Japan, then I think that the yen's going to catch a bid. And with the global concerns, I think the Aussie could be the one to go for, and that's a pretty good spot that you've picked there as well. You know, nice kind of head and shoulders on a weekly chart. I like the Aussie yen for a short, and I think it's binary. I think you could whack everybody off here, Gary, if it works out well for you with the with the statement.
We'll watch the trade with interest. Congratulations, Gary. Thanks for. And I think I see your name there every week. I'm pleased they finally picked you. Congratulations on taking the trade. We'll talk to you soon about whether we're going to see you in Bali or not. But for now, congratulations on the trade. We'll let you go, and we're going to take our sports bets. Only Ash and Simon taking sports bets this week. I'm not sure if the TAB in New Zealand got upset at me because I doubled my small account, or because I was placing bets from Indonesia on the New Zealand TAB. But they have banned me. I'm currently banned from the New Zealand TAB and accused of something ridiculous.
Cheating.
Yeah.
Insider betting.
Insider information.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the sports bets, please. Simon, is it you or Ash first? I can't remember. Ash, it's you first as a sports bet. Ash, you had a winner last week. What's going on?
Oh, I tell you what, the stars aligned last week. Winner in the sports bet, winner in the trade. Everything was going well. Well, I'm going to push the boat out this week and go for a little bit of a curveball. We've had, last week it was about American football. This week it's going to be the same thing. With the Chiefs surprisingly beat the Buffalo Bills over this weekend, which is a fantastic win, because they are probably their main rivals of the Buffalo Bills, and I thought the Bills were going to turn them over. But the Chiefs always raise their game against the Bills. Will they be able to do it against the Ravens and against the run? I've got some questions about that. So I'm going for a Baltimore Ravens win against the Chiefs at 3-5, double with, oh no, it's the same thing. I didn't want that. I wanted the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, I think that they've probably overexceeded themselves. I see a San Francisco 49ers and Ravens Super Bowl this year. So I'm going for a double with the San Francisco 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens to win their respective games. And that's going to return around about even money when you add these two together.
Is that tonight? To be honest, Kansas City Chiefs I thought would have been well up in the odds for this thing. So I made Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco is yours, right?
Yeah, it is indeed. No, it's not tonight, mate. That's next week. We had they've only just played over this weekend. The Chiefs just beat the Bills overnight. So next week they've got to take on the Ravens, and I think they're going to struggle. But we'll see.
Mate.
I don't
Last
like going
week you
against
had Arsenal. You had Leeds. I saw them both win. You had Middlesbrough. How did they go?
What's the saying? There's a draw in there somewhere, right? Every time you pick a treble, there's a draw in there. This was the one I didn't think it would be. This was the one I was really thought was going to come home. Yeah. So Rotherham, no points away from home all season. Then they decided to go and draw at Middlesbrough and ruin my bet. So I'm one down this week. I've gone a bit safe this week because I want to get a win on the board for 2024. So I've gone for a straight La Liga double. I've got Real Madrid and Barcelona both to win. It's returning just about even money. I need to get points on the board and catch up with Ash, who's ahead, top of the table.
Good luck to you both. I will get back on the sports bets next week when I get back into New Zealand. I can contact New Zealand and tell them that I'm not, or whatever it is they think I am. Thanks for the show today, guys. We are going both ways on the pound Aussie. I'm going long on the New Zealand dollar, and Gary Heating long on the Aussie yen. We'll be back next week at the same time to let you know who wins. If Gary wins, he gets 1,000 Singapore dollars for doing that. In the meantime, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Take care. Look after your money this week. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.
Good luck to all.
Yeah. That's a wrap for this episode of the Learn to Trade online show. Keep your charts up and your trade savvy. For more insights, subscribe and catch us next time. See you in the next episode. Stay calm and make good decisions. The Learn to Trade online show is presented for informational and entertainment purposes only. The information presented should not be construed as investment advice. Always consult a licensed professional before making investment decisions. The views and opinions expressed on the Learn to Trade online show are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of the show's hosts, guests and sponsors. The Learn to Trade online show, its producers, sponsors and the hosts, Paul Botterill, Simon Williams and Ash Bill, shall not be liable for losses resulting from investment decisions based on information or viewpoints presented on the Learn to Trade online show.